Okay, so I'm here with Tommy and Ollie from Zico Chain, and I'm just going to ask a few questions to get to know you better. So I'll start with the obvious question first. How did you come up with the name Zico Chain?
Zico was a Brazilian footballer back in the 80s who Chris was inspired by, and he had like a Zico t-shirt and he would wear it all the time. And then when he grew up, he wanted to be like Kurt Cobain, and then someone else, and then someone else. So then the Zico chain is a chain of inspiration of people starting from Zico. Every kid's got one.
Yeah.
Is this one of those things where you hold up what answer Chris gave, and then we get points?
How close are we?
I did some research on your band, and apparently in 2007 you opened Download Festival.
Yeah.
How did that make you feel?
It was awesome. It was in the middle of the best week we've ever had to date as well, because we were supporting Velvet Revolver at the time. We did 2 shows with them, then Download, and then 2 more shows with them, and it just felt like we were just flying, you know.
Yeah.
Going from strength to strength, hanging out with Slash and Duff, and then opening the main stage. We were told by our manager, just make sure you take it in, you know, when you're on the stage, don't miss it. But I completely missed it. I just put my head down, played the songs, and just got off stage like, I completely missed it.
Is that because you were like concentrating and?
Yeah, just overwhelmed by the whole thing, really.
Well, that kind of brings. You said that you supported Velvet Revolver. Did you get to meet them?
Yeah.
Were they pretty sound guys?
They were incredible, actually. So they rang us the day before their first show and said, you know, will you come out with us? So we walked into Hammersmith Apollo, and they were doing the sound check, and it was just us and them, and it was incredible. And then we did our sound check and came upstairs to our dressing room, and Duff sat in there. You know, he puts his hand out. Hi, my name's Duff. I know your name. Jesus. He was helping ourselves to our nuts and our rider and that. And we just got to know him quite well. Got to meet his family, and his daughter didn't really like us.
Didn't like?
No, she didn't like us. No. She would sit on the corner of the stage with these big ear mufflers on. But apparently she didn't really like Zico. So.
Oh wow! You can't win everyone, can you? What are your main influences in the music industry?
It's a difficult question because, well, Chris will probably answer this better than me because he writes the stuff.
Yeah.
Mainly, but it's just stuff that's melodic.
Okay.
And kind of heavy, but there's movement in the music. So, but then again, you can be inspired by stuff that you hate and you don't really. So it kind of inspires you away from it.
To do better, kind of.
Or just to do something new, that's something that isn't going on at the moment.
Yeah, that's fair enough. So you formed in London.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you could pick anywhere in the whole world, it does have to be in the world though. We can't go out of space. Where would you like to live?
Los Angeles.
Tommy?
I've never been to Los Angeles, but maybe there, or Scandinavia probably.
Scandinavia, it's a bit different.
At the moment, that's
a bit different.
Top of my list, I think.
Yeah, it's
Always
really
a great time there.
My geography is really bad. Where is Scandinavia?
It's like Sweden.
Top of Europe,
Oh,
yeah.
okay,
Norway.
So yeah.
Where all the blondes and Vikings are.
Well, I've read that one of the reasons that you connected as a band is because you were dissatisfied with 21st century British rock.
Yeah.
Was that true, or was that just something?
Yeah, no, I guess that's what I was talking about a minute ago. It was just music in England, you know, just no British bands doing anything decent. I mean, there was a band called Reuben at the time.
Reuben.
Reuben, yeah.
Okay, I think I've loosely heard.
They were, and then there was. Who was doing it back then? So it was Biffy Clyro was smashing it now, and
yeah.
But they're like championing the melodic rock kind of thing. But there's still so much out there. There's just everyone's doing exactly the same thing. This hardcore scene. I can't differentiate one band from another or one song from another. It's just
merges into one.
It's just noisy nonsense. Stop shouting at me for a whole record. just chill out. Let's have a conversation. Don't yell at me the whole time.
And I suppose like with music, it's always good to like build up to shouting rather than have it all the way through.
Well, it's just like a conversation. It's just like a point you're trying to make. If you're shouting the whole time, you lose the bit where you're angry because it's surrounded by anger anyway.
Yeah.
You know, if you're whispering the whole time, you can't get a point across because you're not emphasising anything.
Yeah.
You can't just yell the whole time because people stop listening. That's my opinion anyway. Obviously, I'm not. You know, B.B. King said the same thing. You know, back when he was playing his blues guitar, you can't be at 10 the whole time. You know.
Yeah. Do you agree with that point as well?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Are you just enjoying your character?
Every time you go and get one, her eyes follow you down.
Okay, so to date, best venue that you played at? Bit hard, I suppose. O2 Arena, yeah. Why O2 Arena for you?
I guess it was just at the end of the festival season. It's just it's the biggest show I've ever played.
Oh, okay.
How many people do you play in front of? I mean, what's the normal audience, and then when you get to O2, what's the difference as regards to a feeling when you're on stage?
There's a couple more on the O2.
Yeah, one or two extra.
Do you kind of prefer doing sometimes more intimate gigs, or do you prefer it on a grand scale then? Do you know what I mean? Like?
Both work.
Yeah?
They've both got their plus points.
Because I guess with an intimate setting you can like connect more.
Yeah.
In a way.
Intimate one with the right crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Just
true.
probably-
If it's a crap crowd, it really hurts.
Yeah.
Because it's just not buying into it. But like the songs from our first record really suit the small club show where it's all hot and sweaty and it's nasty and you just smash it out. But the Definitely Hard stuff works. It's kind of more suited to arenas and the bigger stuff. So to bring so when we just done the last sort of summer of festivals, we were playing bigger stuff and a lot of Definitely Hard stuff was quite. It's bigger sounding. So to try and bring that in to meet with the food stuff for this tour has been quite a cool challenge actually, just to try and make them blend together and not just sound like two different sets of songs, you know.
Yeah, yeah. So how, Tommy, you've only recently joined, haven't you?
Yeah, last August.
Last August. But
Feels like forever.
I'm sure he doesn't mean that. But how long have you all been together? Like, how long has it been going? How long has Zico been?
Zico started in 2005 when we signed to Hassel Records. Well, we were going before that, but just writing songs in college.
Oh, okay.
And then so 2006 we released the first mini album, and that seems like ages ago.
So it's been quite nice then that you kind of knew each other from college and you managed to.
Yeah, but it was funny that me, Chris, and the other chap Paul, we just bumped into each other the first day in the pub after lectures and just got drunk and laughed a lot and went back to Chris's house and I set his girlfriend and played some music, and then we just kind of just kept doing that really. We didn't really bother making other friends.
So what would you say has been your biggest challenge so far as a band?
Well, I think getting our asses back in gear after the first split with the record company, and we took quite a while out, and I think we all just fell apart individually.
How long did this break happen?
So maybe like 2.5 years. We were living in a flat in London, like a warehouse space. We were kind of trapped in it because we couldn't afford to go anywhere else, and we couldn't make music in it. So it was just like we just crumbled basically, and then we got invited back to LA to do a project with a guy called Joe Brazy who recorded Food, and he just basically kicked our ass. It's like, what the hell are you guys doing? Why have you done all since we last made this record? What do you expect is going to happen? You think it's going to come on a plate for you guys?
Yeah.
He just really dressed us down, and then we went back to London and just got a new place, moved out of London straight away and started writing The Devil in Your Heart. And then we recorded that ourselves, which again was a massive challenge.
Yeah.
We hated it. We hated each other. There was a point right at the very end where Chris and Paul were in the studio working on some vocals. Chris went out to get some coffee, and separately they both told me during that 10 minutes while Chris went out to get the coffee, they were both just crying. just sat in Starbucks crying. And then a long time he sat in the studio crying. It was so fucking hard, and no one's there to help or to tell you it's finished or to show you how to do something you didn't even know you had to do. So it was, and that took like a year and a half as well.
But I suppose then, in a way, that when the end product came out, when you're NCD, it was a big accomplishment.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to write and record it and produce it ourselves was, it's a big achievement, but I don't want to take it.
So you probably get asked this question a lot. What kind of advice would you give to aspiring musicians or people that were thinking about starting a band?
Go to York.
Go to York.
At some point, go to York and just completely realise your chi and you can focus.
Really?
Yeah, York.
Oh, okay. I've never been to York. So.
It's great.
Do you have anything to add to?
What Ollie said, York.
I really want to go to York now.
I was having a proper grump about 2 days ago. We were in York, and I we finished sound check and I went for a walk, wrapped up, walked around the little streets, and just completely realigned my tour chi.
Come back a new man.
I did.
Are you still that new man now?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so this part of the interview is going to be a quick fire round. So I'm just going to ask you like either or questions. Because I thought it'd be quite fun. So if you want to take it in turns, so I'll ask you each one, and then you just got to fire it back at me, and then we'll really get to know you, I suppose, because it's your first thought that comes to head.
This is dangerous. Do you realise how dangerous that is?
Just no swearing, please. Okay, first question: Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Shower or baths?
Shower.
Night in or night out?
Night out.
Horror movie or chick flick?
Horror movie.
Sweet or salted popcorn?
Sweet.
Family Guy or American Dad?
Family Guy.
Chinese or Indian food?
Indian.
Domino's or Pizza Hut?
Domino's.
McDonald's or KFC?
Neither.
What, neither?
No.
Oh. The ability to fly or be invisible?
Oh no.
on.
Fly.
Summer or winter?
Winter.
Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Bad or good?
Bad.
Tattoos or piercings?
Tattoos.
Oh. Skittles or wine gums?
Skittles.
Finding Nemo or Shrek?
Nemo.
Ah. Football or rugby?
Rugby.
Stuffed crust or normal?
Normal.
Batman or Spider-Man?
Batman.
Okay, you managed that quite
Nice.
well, quite well.
I just like to point out I only went for rugby because I'm so bad at football.
Yeah. To be fair, I prefer rugby because I think it's more of a manly sport.
I play rugby, don't
Yeah. You play rugby.
Yeah.
No.
I thought you were going to ask me a question about rugby and completely foil my plan.
Okay, so one of my questions was going to be name 4 words that would best describe yourself. But seeing as there's 2 of you, you may as well describe each other. So
Bruce was really mean in this one.
we'll give it to Tommy first.
Would it be great if I come up with the same 4 words?
So 4 words to describe Ollie.
Tattooed, dreadlocked, great guy.
Pretty good.
Massive weirdo.
No pressure.
4 words to describe Tommy.
4 words.
2 of them are going to match.
Do you think so?
Nearly, almost, there, every time.
That's quite deep, isn't it? Very, very deep. Wow.
What did Chris say?
He said, ginger bearded,
Shrek.
Shrek-eared, something. I can't remember.
You pick on your ears.
Whoa,
That's tight.
Have you got a complex about your ears now?
No, I might
No?
have up today, maybe.